Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. We are starting our Zoom and we have quite a bit to cover tonight because everything that we are bringing to you this evening in a short amount of time is going to help you if you utilize it in the coming days as we head towards the end of November, heading into next week. But what I want to impress upon you tonight and when you watch this recording is that you must start being intentional now if you haven't been yet. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that towards the end of this. But what I want to talk a little bit about first is our mindset, because our mindset is key. I have a helper and she's just going to keep helping. So that's what's happening tonight. Mindset is key in this, you guys, because here it's very easy for myself and for, I'm sure, any of you, if we are humans and we are living and we're breathing, we are going to struggle at times with how our thoughts are based on our reality, based on our past experiences. And that's going to play a role in how we think, but that doesn't mean, okay, what I'm trying to say is that doesn't mean we can't change the future. Okay. I know that God is in complete control, but God has given us the responsibility to the will. What am I trying to say? The liberty to take responsibility for our lives. He has given us the free will to act, to take action, to work, to not be lazy, to be wise, to be good stewards, to be disciplined, to be intentional and consistent, all those good things. So praying and sitting at home and saying, well, I'm praying for people to come to me is not how this works. God does not bless somebody who does nothing. Okay. He does not bless the slothful person. He blesses the hard worker, the person who puts in the work. Okay. So I have a couple things I'm going to, not that really quick. Okay, some quotes. The first step of change is to become aware of the limiting beliefs and stories you have about yourself, your circumstances, and the world around you. Again, some of that comes a lot from how we were raised, what life circumstances we went through, okay? And just the people we're around, the things we think, and the way the things, our thought processes. Okay. But we have the ability and the power and the free will to change how we think. Even if we've never thought a certain way before, even if we've not achieved something that we really want to achieve, we have the ability and the power to change how we think, because success starts in our minds. Okay. Let's see. Here's another quote. Mind control is the result of self-discipline and habit. You either control your mind or it controls you. There is no hallway compromise. I found that interesting. That, sorry about that. That last part. There is no hallway compromise. There is no, you either are in control of your thoughts or you're not. Okay. And so one example, I'm just going to give a personal example here because that just makes the most sense to me, is when I'm going about my day, every single day, I have to tell myself to do certain things because at certain points of the day, I do not feel like doing X, Y, Z. I don't feel like it. In fact, this morning, I didn't feel like exercising. I have fallen off the bandwagon of exercise and exercising, and I didn't feel like it this morning, but I knew that I need to do it and I need to start somewhere. And so I said, you're going to do it. And this is what you're going to do. We're going to start somewhere again. So that's what I did. I had zero desire to exercise early this morning. Zero. Okay. And I thought to myself, this is a prime example of the things I tell my team all the time. So here, we're going to go exercise. Okay. We are in control. So we may not feel like it, but we may think, okay, hang on a second. To change the way you feel, change the way you think. And I'm going to add, you may not feel like something, but you can still act upon it. Okay. You may have never had success in this arena of life that we are in Plexus, but that can change. But it starts with you. It starts with how you think, and that thinking either is going to prompt you to acting upon it, messaging people, making a list of people, being intentional on social media, being bold and brave and messaging a lot of people, things that you maybe haven't done yet. Maybe you haven't messaged a lot of people in 1 week ever in your time in Plexus. Well, this is your chance to prove yourself wrong. Okay, so I'm going to pass the baton off right now to Heidi Smith. I asked her to share a little bit of just some of the things that she has personally worked on mindset wise, that just has changed a lot of who she is. She's a complete, in my opinion, she's a completely different person than she was a long time ago, and it's been a beautiful thing to watch. So go ahead. You are muted right now. There we go.
Now you can hear me. So your thoughts shape your life, your kids and your husband, your relationships, everything. And I firmly believe this. And Melody is right. I'm a completely different person than I was 8 years ago when I joined Plexus. And the Lord has used it in a mighty, mighty way. I was very negative. And I never realized I would call myself a realist. I'm just real about life. But reality is I was negative. And over time, just listening to the ladies encouraging, how do you work your business? After I started feeling better from Lyme, I decided that I would try this for a business. And it was like a hard lesson to learn. And I think that we have a lot of thoughts that go through our head that we don't even realize are there. We don't even realize how negative we are. We don't even realize how we look at things. And, I'm a believer. So I just recently, I asked God for wisdom because he says to ask him for wisdom. And he keeps showing me things. And something he just showed me a few weeks ago is, the children of Israel, we always read about them and we're like, they were so bad. Like they had God physically, they could see him there day and night, and he would tell them, they were following him. And what was wrong with them? That's what we always say, like, what was wrong with them? Like, why didn't they do what he asked them to do? But we have God's word. We have the whole New Testament in front of us, and we don't do it. Like in somebody else that I was listening to, Myron Golden, which I don't know if any of you have listened to Myron Golden, but he's a believer. He's a very successful entrepreneur. And he talks a lot about what the Bible says about wealth, but simple things like he said, I don't have any Greek words to give you. All I'm going to say is read your Bible slowly and think about what you're reading. And I started doing that. I started slowing down. And this is another mindset thing. It's like we can get into the mindset that we just can't understand things. Like I'm just going to kind of read through this stuff and plow through it. And because I don't really understand what's going on, and I never will, kind of a thing. Well, slow down and think about what you're reading. And it's the same with, as I'm homeschooling, it's the same thing as when we read books related to our business. It's like slow down and think about what we're reading rather than just trying to get through all the pages. So those things have changed over time. And it's so crazy how much our minds control a lot of things. Even thinking about my own weight loss journey, And then I had to start journaling what I actually think about food. And within the last couple of months, I've been kind of really surprised at how guilty I feel most of the time, even though it's not like I'm not 250 pounds or anything, but it's something that I never realized that goes on in my head. And as we come into a business, like we're trying to do a business, and I have to get my mind right about my business. And even I somehow my mind is stuck around the whole thing about making money, and I have to figure that one out. But there is a mind block there that I know that I have a problem with that. So that's my next thing I need to figure out to move my business forward. But we're in the business of people, and so many times I hear people say, I like dogs, I like cats. This is the reason why, because I like them more than people. But we're made to be in community with one another, and we want to have the right mindset towards people. And if we're following what God's word says about what we should be doing and loving and taking our thoughts captive, and trying to think of the other verse right now, but how we think about people is really important. And stopping those thoughts, when we have thoughts that come into our head about, I really do not like this person. No, that's a wrong thought. That is not a thought that we should be having, because God tells us we're supposed to love people. So these are things that I am working on. And so if we come into this business and we're trying to grow our business, but we're saying, I don't like people, or I don't want to talk to that person, or these are my problems that I have. Like, I don't like to, like Melody said, I don't like to exercise. I don't like to drink water. I don't like the taste of X, Y, and Z, whatever. My daughter has told me, like, there's always a solution, right? Everything is figure outable. So figure it out, and not make those things such a big thing. Like, God wants us to he wants us to be positive, and he's told us to ask him for wisdom, like I said again. And he says that if we believe that, he's going to give that to us. He's going to give us that wisdom. So that would be my encouragement, to ask him for wisdom and continue to move forward. And maybe it's something that you need to add a little bit to each day. Melody and I were talking, and I was like, do I really have something to share about mindset, since I am not moving ahead in my business right now? And she goes, these are all the things that I've seen you change over the years. So I was not a person who liked to exercise. I liked to sit on the couch and read books. And I've turned into an exercise person, mostly because I was paying someone to get online with me every morning, and I wasn't going to not show up because I was paying her. And that came to an end, but that got me into the cycle. I would show up even when I just felt crummy. I'm like, I just don't feel like being here, but I knew it was good for me. I'm getting older. I'm going to be 55 in a couple of weeks, and like, things don't work the same as like they used to, and I have to keep moving, so I need that exercise. So that's one thing that is now, it's a habit of mine. So the mindset of these things are too hard have to go. So I would want to encourage all of you, and those that watch it later, to really focus and ask the Lord, even journal. What am I thinking about my business? And that's my next thing I'm going to be doing, is writing down these, what kind of thoughts am I having about my business? Because there's something that is stuck there that needs to change for me. So that's what I have for you.
Thank you, Auntie Heidi. Thank you very much. I'm going to have Janelle transition us into sharing the numbers. We had our Zoom earlier today about just a breakdown of the numbers. I'm going to have her do the breakdown again. So we have two places that with it recorded and saved. And then I'm going to wrap it up. And so Janelle, go ahead because so she's going to share. Yeah, no, I'm going to let you just talk. You do it because you do better.
Sure. So Plexus shared with us, Jules, that they're going to be launching a few more products for the holiday line. And there's going to be a new flavor of Active. And Melody, if you want to touch on this more, I'm just going to talk briefly. So it's Blackberry Clementine is the flavor of Active. At this point, it's just a temporary flavor. If we love it, they often bring it back permanently. But they're going to be having twin packs, or else it's going to be included in a combo with like a hat and a water bottle and some lip shine or things like that. So just be watching your emails for the details on the prices and what those actually are. The thing that really got me excited on the call was they shared that and that will be launching on Monday the 20th, Cyber Monday. And I think that's Cyber Monday anyway. Anyway, Monday the 20th through the 30th. The thing that I'm very excited about is with each new join, if they purchase 100 PV or more, they can add into their cart a box of Reset. And when they get to checkout, they put the promo code RESET, or else watch your emails for the exact code. But you put in the code and it makes the Reset box free. So buy 100 PV, get a box of Reset for free. And that's an $89 value. And that is only for new joins that order 100 PV. They're also going to be one of their top sellers right now has been the Triplex Plus Balance, and in Canada, Triplex Plus Block. And so they're going to be creating a new combo that includes the Triplex and Balance, and it's going to be $150. So for those of you who are pursuing, $150. So for those of you who are pursuing Punta Cana, that's going to put you to the threshold where you're going to earn 25 points for a new join. So that strategically, having people order that combo and get the free Reset, they're getting a huge bang for their buck. They won't be able to use that $10 off code, but they're getting a free Reset if that's the code that they choose to put in the blank. So why is that extra awesome? Okay, so maybe some of you made goals already this month and you've given up on them because you feel like, oh, it's the holidays, Thanksgiving's coming. Maybe I won't go for that next rank, or maybe I won't go silver. But the thing I want you to consider is not only yourself and a rank that maybe you might be choosing to work for, but Genevieve talked about reseeding today. And what that means is in Arizona, they have to plant grass every 6 months. They have to reseed their lawn so that new shoots are always coming up and always growing. And so she was kind of using that analogy, like we always need to be reseeding our business. So we need to be planting seeds and helping them grow into little shoots. And so what an opportunity for you to talk to your level 1 who just signed up and say, hey, did you know you can get a triplex and a free Reset for such and such a price? And maybe they could sign up their husband and their mother-in-law and their neighbor. And that's 3 people. But I haven't even told you the really exciting news, because if they went Fast Start Silver, okay, drum roll, right? So Fast Start Silver would earn $400 plus, because they're giving us double business building bonuses. So on a 130 PV order, they're going to give us 40% back in commission. So that's $52. Plus an additional $15 or probably $18 in pay points. So they're getting about $67 to $70 just by having somebody purchase 130 PV. And so multiply that times 3, it's over $200 plus the silver bonus plus the fast start bonus. So could you imagine how fun it would be to come into Plexus and have this November to remember, where you made a post, they help them make a post, help them post to their stories, help them with their conversations. They don't have to be an expert, but your new people can earn $400 by selling 3 $100 orders, 3 brand new orders. So they'll also get 250 perks, and they'll also earn that adorable blue duffel bag. Isn't that the cute? I know, Miston, that's exactly how I feel. I want that cute little duffel bag. So, oh, wait. Okay. Oh, okay. So I also wrote in here, if they enrolled 6, they would get $602 if they went fast start. Like a brand new person who found 6 friends to order that. Could you imagine? And they can get the free reset, and then they can, oh, also, Melody, you're going to be talking about the event, right? Okay, so Melody's going to talk to you about the group that we're going to be able to plug them in to at the beginning of December to help them do their triplex and their balance and their reset together. So those numbers are really big, and I really want you to be thinking, even though your people may say they don't want to share yet or they don't want to post yet, I want you to just give them a phone call and help them to be excited about this, because who doesn't need $400 right before Christmas? So I have a few tips for you. Okay. So first of all, look through your organization. If you have people that joined at least 12 months ago and they haven't ordered for 6 months, you can have their account cleared out so that they're eligible to rejoin and get this deal. So that's one strategy. Another thing is, go ahead and post some teasers in your stories. Like, just go video yourself talking about something super big and exciting coming, and then look at who sees your stories and make lists. Like, this is my list so far of people that have seen my stories that I'm going to reach out to about getting a free reset if they want to give Plexus a try. Depending on their budget, they could even order the slim and 1 bottle of product, and that's 100 PV. And that's a very budget-friendly way to try Plexus and get a free reset. So there's lots of strategy there. So just be excited. Sometimes copy and paste messages don't work for people. So leave them a voice message and just let them hear the excitement in your voice. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you, Melody, and you can tell them all the things about the event.
Yes. So perfect timing. I feel like God orchestrated this for us. So I want to use it wisely. The way Plexus came out with that triplex combo with that, you can pick whichever slim you want. And of course, right now we want people to be picking the HC Cherry Slim, and the balance is in there, or for Canada, the block. This is such good timing. They've given us an insanely generous special for new VIPs, which kind of blows my mind. I feel like that's one of the best specials they've ever had, ever. And so that being said, earlier today, I was mentioning how I was going to have that trial group for anyone on my team that want to be part of it. Plus, I'm trying to enroll some people through it as well. Where we're doing it was going to be that trial group of using the slim and the balance together, that kind of thing. Well, because more of the jewels got on board with that, and when this new special came out, and the special starts next week, we all said, why don't we just start a Facebook challenge group and start it on December 4th. So that's what we're doing. That way it's all in one place. I'm not going to be doing my own trial group, although I might have a chat with different people who, it just depends. I'm still figuring that one out. But this is, and I wrote this in my notes, this is a great way this is a third-party way of inviting people to Plexus, especially the fence sitters, especially the people that have been interested, open to it, not ready, kind of waiting like month after month after month of the month, this is the time to definitely be re-inviting them, saying, hey, this is what's going on. They get a free reset. For the challenge group, what is required is the cherry HC Slim has to be the cherry because of how it works and the balance, or the block if you're in Canada. These two at a minimum, these are absolutely required, not any other Slim, simply because we have the testimonies we've been hearing, and even some of some of the people in Plexus who have done more digging into the ingredients and how they work together. Just from all that information, these two are absolutely required. The reset, I'm letting people on my end who I'm reaching out to, I'm letting the reset be optional. But of course, if they order this as a new VIP, the reset can be free. So I did the math quick the other day, and I found out that just these two at a minimum is 102 PV, which is a win-win for everyone. Okay. If they can't, for whatever reason, get the triplex, okay, that combo. But at a minimum, these two are 102 PV, which is perfect to get them in the door. And then they can also get that free reset. So that's about the oops, hang on a second. That is about the health challenge. We need to think big, you guys. I have this sense that something very big could come out of this. Like Janelle said today, November to remember. I just, there's a sense that if we all think big and act upon it, excuse me for my third hand there. If we all think big and we act upon it accordingly, and we are bold, and we are intentional, and we are consistent, okay, all throughout next week and into the end of the month, that something big could happen, okay, for many people on our team. We've seen this happen before. I want this for you guys so badly. So Janelle mentioned this about being in stories. I'm going to take this a step further and challenge you to talk more in your stories. Show your face. Talk in your stories. Talk while you're mixing up your pink drink. Start doing it tomorrow, okay? Because people like to see you living your life, not just graphics, okay? Not just a picture of, and there's nothing wrong with this because I posted a picture of my dog who is not with us any longer, but not just a picture of your dog, not just, like, be willing, if you want something bigger to happen, if you're thinking big and you're like, well, I'll just message a few people here and there. No. I am just point blank, you guys. Message a lot of people. Get in your stories. Show your face. Do it every single day. What does that look like? Like I said, while you're mixing up your pink drink, talk to people, just what you're doing. Talk about your pink drink. Talk about why you take Plexus. Talk about how it's helped you. Maybe talk about one specific product that you have at home that you like in your, from Plexus. Talk about, and then showcase your life, snippets, parts of your life. Get creative. I mean, what I did the other day, and I haven't put into my stories yet, but I do this frequently where I set my phone up and I just take recordings of us doing housework, of the kids cleaning, of cooking, and I use that in snippets to just offer value and encouragement in different aspects of my life, because I know someone out there will be encouraged by it. People want to see you. Okay. So I'm not just saying, just talk about Plexus in your stories. I'm saying, be more intentional in your stories. Be present on social media. It actually doesn't need to take that long, or it doesn't need to take a lot of your day in order to be intentional, but it does require you to be consistent, daily, intentional. Post on Facebook, go live on Facebook about your products, or go live about something else that is interesting to you. That is how that is a passion that you have, okay? Whatever makes you tick in life, okay? If you know what I'm talking about, all right? You're not going to go on there and talk about an RV, okay? Like I do, okay? Okay, I'm not going to go on there and talk about horseback riding because I don't do that, although I like it, but it's not me, okay? It's not part of my life, okay? So, I'm not going to go on there and talk about my grandchildren because I don't have you know what I'm saying? So you post intentionally on social media about things that make you you, and you put Plexus in there every single day. It's part of your life. When you are consistent and people start watching you, when you are consistent and you're doing that, more people start watching you. The more you are consistent and you show up on Facebook every single day, the more your stuff gets put into people's news feeds, the more your stuff shows up and the more people start watching. And there's more and more people that you are reaching who you can add to your list and reach out to about Plexus. Okay, another quick tip or challenge. Janelle mentioned this, making a list. I'm going to challenge you to make a big list. A big list. Guys, I want us to go big or go home this time, okay? I want us to think big. I want us to work wisely, to work with intention, and to work with how do I put it? A bigger mindset. Okay? I'm talking to myself right now too, because I've had to work on my own mindset, because I sometimes get afraid to dream big. And you guys, we've had big things happen in the past. They can happen again, and they sure will. And I would love this month to be one of those months where big things start happening again, right? Don't you? So in order for that to happen, we have to start acting like it. Okay. Yes, I did all. Okay, talked about that. Yeah. I listened to Brittany Howard's podcast. Oh, I listened to it a lot. One of her most recent episodes she came out with in the last 48 hours. One thing she said in there that I absolutely love is winners are focused on winning. Losers are focused on winners. Right? So when somebody achieves something in Plexus, I'm sure there are people who to themselves or whatever, to other people, complain, gossip. Well, I've been doing this. Why am I not doing, achieving XYZ? Who cares? Stay in your own lane, do the work that's required of you, grow yourself. Okay. Winners are focused on winning. They're not looking to the left or the right to compare themselves and to waste time complaining, whining, having a victim mindset. They're not. They are choosing to do the hard things, to do things they've never done before. Maybe they've never messaged 50 people in 1 week yet, but maybe this is the week that's coming up that they're going to do that. Okay, so that's my challenge to you as we close this out. Start dreaming big, start acting upon it tomorrow. Be intentional throughout the weekend in your stories. Watch how other people on the team who you see stand out to you. Like, we have different people on our team that are always intentional in their stories in Facebook. They're always posting and they have success in their business. Watch what they're doing, emulate them. Okay, but with your own flavor. It's not hard. It just takes you choosing to start doing something that you maybe haven't done enough of yet, or you haven't done before. So I'm going to close it out. Thank you all for watching this. Thank you for coming on. Thank you to those of you who are going to be watching the recording later on. I want you to think big and I want you to act big. No small mindset. Okay. All right. Have a good night, you guys.